He had fallen deeply, and thus he lost his composure. When Wu Xian met Wei Jiang, he was running for his life. Wu Xian hung from a tree, watching the scene as if it were a play. Wei Jiang's long hair fell loose. He wore an extremely precious robe, moon minus white, embroidered with large patterns of pine trees and cranes. Though his clothes were tattered, they did nothing to diminish his otherworldly grace. Wu Xian thought even back then she had known Wei Jiang was a man of lofty, transcendent spirit. Yet even the most refined man would lose all dignity when chased by a beast several meters tall. Wei Jiang was already exhausted. Every tree before him was a lifeline. He ran, leaned against one, gasped for breath, then sprinted onward. The beast Kuang Qi toyed with him, savoring the game before its meal. Poor Wei Jiang thought Kuang Qi was slow and felt secretly relieved. He reached the slope, glanced back. Kuang Qi stared at him not far away, its wings on its back flapping slowly. Oh, overjoyed, Wei Jiang slipped and fell straight down the hillside. Wu Xian watched with amusement as he curled like spring roll filling, wrapped in soil and dead leaves, rolled onto flat ground, tilted his head, and fell unconscious. Kuang Qi, Wu Xian called from the tree. Grant me a favor. Leave him to me. Kuang Qi snorted through its nose and tilted its head. Why should I? Wu Xian thought for a moment, pointed at the ground. This is my territory. If you do me this kindness, it'll give you a piece of tree bark. How about that? Kuang Qi scratched its head. The Wang Mu tree was a divine tree from ancient times. A single piece of its bark meant 1,000 years of life for mortals. Hush's cultivation medicine for demons. But I'm hungry. It scratched its head again. Are you pushing your luck? Wu Xian leapt down from the tree and walked step by step toward it. Think carefully. The bones beneath your feet belong to those who strayed into this forest. If you wish to become one of them, keep bargaining. I don't mind. Kuang Qi looked down at a bull's skull. In an instant, its spine turned cold. It was standing on a pile of corpses. It was tiny compared to those dry bones. Very well. It took the bark and fled in defeat. It could not understand why would Wu Xian fight over a mere meal. Wu Xian went to the bottom of the slope, bent over, and rolled Wei Jiang onto his back. His face was scraped and dusty, yet still undeniably beautiful. She held his face and studied it carefully, clicking her tongue in admiration. Among men, how could one be born with picturesque features, like an immortal banished from heaven? Wu Xian breathed a wisp of life energy into him. His thin lips moved slightly, his eyelashes trembled, and he quickly woke. Above him was a young girl in gray minus green silk, her eyes clear and moist, reflecting his face. Still shaken, Wei Jiang pushed her away, alarmed. Who are you? I have no name, Wu Xian said. You may call me benefactor. Wei Jiang doubted her. You saved me? He rolled down the slope and nearly died. Thanks to this lady's kind help, you would otherwise be the beast's meal. Wei Jiang still did not believe it. She was barely in her teens, slender and delicate. How could she have defeated that monster? Young master, Wu Xian seemed to read his thoughts, lowering her voice. Do you know you've entered a demon forest? The one speaking to you now is a real demon. In that instant, she revealed her fangs. Wei Jiang's eyes widened sharply. You. His frightened expression was rather cute. Wu Xian burst out laughing. I'm just teasing. I'm not a strange beast. I am every vine beneath your feet, every leaf above your head. There is only one tree in this entire forest, and that is me. Only after 3 days did Wei Jiang accept that Wu Xian was a tree demon. Yet he did not leave. Instead, he showed signs of settling down. Wu Xian was curious. This place is rarely visited by humans. Why stay? I like it here, Wei Jiang replied concisely. Even as he spoke, he did not stop moving, dragging his tattered robe, searching everywhere for vines to build a house. But fierce beasts roam here. One wrong move, and you'll die. Wu Xian kindly warned. And so be it. Wei Jiang searched for fallen wooden poles. Aren't you afraid of death? Tayyib. His answer was so straightforward that Wu Jian's curiosity exploded. She followed him, pestering him with questions. What's your name? Where are you from? Why live here? Wei Zhang refused to explain. Just as Wu Jian had claimed no name, he remained silent. At last Wu Jian grew angry. Hands on hips, glaring at him. I am your savior. How can you ignore me? Wei Zhang stopped and stared into her eyes. In that moment, his gaze was like 1,000-foot deep pool, calm and still. His voice was low. You saved me voluntarily. I did not force you. Wu Jian was choked, speechless, staring at him for a long while. Wei Zhang was extremely capable with his hands. Within days, he built a wooden hut. After that, he lay outside all day, head resting on his hands, gazing at the sky. He did almost nothing. When hungry, he ate wild pheasants. When thirsty, he drank clear stream water. His luxurious robe gradually turned dry and shabby. His beard and hair grew long. Wu Jian reminded him, kindly old man. Want me to make you some clean clothes? From young master to old man. Wei Zhang laughed softly, stroked his beard, and shook his head. I do not accept gifts without reason. I'm giving them to you. Wu Jian pinched her nose in disgust. I've seen messy people, but never someone as filthy as you. Keep this up, and you'll be the only stench for 100 miles. Wei Zhang remained indifferent. Wu Jian could not stand it. She stayed up late making clothes for him. She had not cared so deeply in a long time. A faint joy lingered in her heart. This feeling was strange, she thought. A few days later, several well-dressed middle-aged men with guards arrived at the mountain. Wu Jian reported to Wei Zhang, those men look like they're looking for you. Are you some young master who ran away? They won't get here, Wei Zhang said, seemingly only concerned with that. Discover the path like ants. They'll only waste their effort. Your name is Wei Zhang, Wu Jian said suddenly. Wei Zhang froze. Wu Jian spoke slowly. You are the prophet of Zhao Kingdom. I stopped them unasked. They confessed everything. You're the only heir of the last prophet. Wei Zhang, you're amazing. The last line ruined the solemn air. Wei Zhang laughed helplessly. It was true. He was Zhao's only prophet. That was why he fled desperately, hiding deep in the mountains. His mother had once told him if one day he no longer wished to be a prophet, he must hide himself as deeply as possible. The nobles and royals who craved to see their fates, to know the outcome of wars, would never let him go. 3 As a prophet, every glimpse into heavenly fate shortened his lifespan. In recent years he had grown increasingly weak. He knew he could no longer serve those in power. But the real reason he hid was weariness. He was tired of that life. If he defined a great misfortune, those desperate to change their fate would hound him. Sir, you must save me. Sir, that cannot be true. Get it? It was true. All the futures he saw were real, though he could not speak them. He hated seeing the end so clearly, especially when the end was always tragedy. He should have thanked Wu Jian for driving those men away. Wu Jian's round face appeared before him. She hooked her legs over a branch, hanging upside down, face to face with him. Wei Zhang, be my master. I want to learn prophecy. Wei Zhang started, but refused firmly. Impossible. Why? Being a prophet leads to death. Nobles often killed prophets in rage when they learned of their doom, choosing to bury their heads in the sand. Second, if a prophet spoke the future aloud clearly, they would turn to dust. Him? Not afraid, Wu Jian smiled. You will be when death comes. No. Wu Jian shook her head. I will never be afraid. Joan wanted to learn prophecy for one person. Ji Qingping, the Grand Princess of Xiao. She had once single-handedly protected the entire Wangmu forest. She was Wu Jian's benefactor. She's perfect in every way except not very smart, Wu Jian muttered. She's fallen for someone who hates her. Grand Princess Qingping was the most beloved princess of Xiao. Whatever she desired, the moon in the sea, the stars in the sky. Men would risk their lives to get for her. The king of Zhao, who doted on her, was no exception. When King Ping was 16, she accompanied her father to reward the army. She stood in the autumn wind in a thin silk dress. Meng Yi, not yet the grand general, stood beside the commander and accepted the wine she offered. King Ping fell in love with him at first sight. That night, she told her father she had chosen her consort, the deputy general Meng Yi. Others would not have minded, but Meng Yi already had a wife before joining the army. King Ping knew nothing. She only knew the king agreed happily. When she dressed in her wedding gown and arrived in glory, she was greeted by white funeral banners and flying paper money. Ming Yi wore mourning clothes and asked her bitterly, "I have a wife. Why do you steal my love, princess?" The king had killed Meng Yi's wife and ordered him to remarry. Meng Yi was a proud man. He would not endure such humiliation. He would rather expose the scandal than marry King Ping. King Ping stood stunned, his face blurring before her. She suddenly realized. The moon reflected in water was forever untouchable. Even a noble princess like her could want something and still not have it. Meng Yi's refusal caused a huge scandal. Overnight, King Ping fell from the pride of the capital to its joke. She knelt outside the palace in blood-red wedding robes, a dagger to her throat threatening death. Only then did the king spare Meng Yi. From then on, Meng Yi fought far away, winning countless battles, rising higher and higher, yet never returned to the capital. King Ping could only learn of him once a month, through spies' reports. Wuxian could not bear to see her so depressed. She thought if she learned prophecy, she could help King Ping.